Affordability, coming down, but always an issue, or at least always an issue to look at. If something's available and has value and is not being purchased, one suspect reason is price. Worth. Computing devices. Are they available? Are they cheap enough? How do you get them in the hands of people? You cannot get online unless you've got something that knows how to do it. Cheaper and more ubiquitous devices. And I would submit to you, stop thinking about computers as some gray box on a desk. You know, I have all kinds of strange things in my house that are absolutely computers. Okay? I try to tell my neighbors, you know, because people who know me know I love me some TV. Everything. I watch everything. TV is the greatest American cultural asset in the history of the world as far as I'm concerned. I own 4 TiVos because I can't be missing the TV that I want to see. Every one of my TiVos is on the network. My TiVo downloads its schedule over a broadband network. Increasingly, my TiVo will download movies. It'll download information, educational resources. So maybe my neighbor who loves sports and can see the reason to get a TiVo but not a computer, you can snooker them. Well, go ahead, get a TiVo. Let me show you what you can do. All of a sudden, they're computing. They see some value, and they increase computing in their lives. Using the tools. Somebody also talked about, this is what I was talking about the wiki thing. When people hear these terms, because these Silicon Valley people must like go drink some prune juice with vodka or something before they make this a wiki. Hulu, Google. Where do they make these names up, right? On the East Coast, we don't know what they're talking about. And people see this stuff and they really do tune out, they get lost, they don't understand. If I gave a quiz, a whole bunch of people really couldn't define a wiki. Right? They've heard about it, but they don't really, what does it do? What do you need it for? And who's engaged in that conversation? Finally, over here, vulnerabilities. And Ken talked about some stuff. This stuff is serious, and I would submit a serious part of government's responsibility. I like to tell the story. My mother is one generation, I'm another generation, my children are another. And my mother freaks out at the way my children could care less about their privacy in her mind. Think about this. She grew up in a generation where you would not give 2 minutes of thought about having a telephone conversation in public unless you were in that glass phone booth with the door closed on the corner. She can't find one of those booths anymore in America, and all you have to do is sit on the airplane or LaGuardia and eavesdrop, and you'll know people don't care what you hear anymore. I'm writing a book, by the way, of eavesdropping on people's phone conversations, just kind of collecting these stories. But that's an evolution of privacy, right? Cell phones have changed adults' expectations of privacy. Social networking are changing my children's expectations of privacy. This is a moving target. My greatest panic for my sons is they don't care about privacy now, but they have nothing at risk. And I wonder when they have a house and a mortgage and their own children, are they as flipped about every photo of them with a beer in their hand and everything else that they do, right? Security. This network is under enormous strain. It really is. And the amount of video and HD that's coming online over the next couple decades, you're going to have real problems whether this stuff is robust and secure. If I beg you as a consumer, get on the internet, do your banking, get your DMV services, register your car, have your title there. Oh, I'm sorry. We accidentally lost your social security number, your title, your banking records. We apologize. It was by no fault of our own. And you're ruined. By the way, the fact that scares me the most is there is no way in our government to get a new Social Security number. Once you have it, you have it. There is no alternative. It's gone. If it's gone, it's gone. They will not give you a new one. There's no way to scrub the old one. That's it. Right? And how many people are asking for it? If that breaks down, then the third thing is disastrous. All systems need a trust element. You don't trust it, you will never respond. I don't care how cool or gadgety it is. I think this is still a big problem. So let's turn to this. We'll go back to this. Actions, right? I've heard, Bill's fantastic idea of a summit combined with a letter to the president. Distributed vision. I would say this. We touch a lot of the world, this group. Are we communicating about a common language, a common commitment, a common approach, common structure? When we leave here, do we all fan out into the country and associate ourselves with Digital Pathway? Do we say, well, look, I'm on the board of Cisco, I do this, and I'm with Digital Pathway. And I'm here to tell you what we need to be doing. And I'm a disciple in the cause, right? I think that that's what often fails at conference. The conference was good, checked out, pool's nice, food was good, I'm home, back to the same old stuff, right? That's up to you. And I said to Julia, we need to collect information and push it to you and deputize you to never stop carrying the message forward. Collected experiences. You know, we were talking about building up the Digital Pathway website, or having a self-actualizing tools that allow people to post experiences, continue a dialogue in perpetuity. Right? If Virginia has a new broadband policy, why don't we get it posted? Why don't we get a conversation going about it that both Virginia can access and see, and other states can access and see, and it's just a one-stop shop for you. I mean, I thought it was disheartening, and Andrew from Google said this, you know, that great virtual Alabama thing, great, we go to conferences and see it. Does your state have it? He said it costs $150,000. I don't think my state has it. Why not? You know, when I go home, I'm calling the governor's office saying, you know, have you heard of this thing they do in Alabama? It's $150. Why don't we do this? Well, how do we see it? Right? Then I got to get the email card out of the Google guy. And I got to email him, and oh shoot, I forgot to take the trash. I got to do that first. I don't email him. I call him. He says, oh, I'm going to put you in touch with the Alabama guy. That's another guy I got to meet. I don't want to meet. My friend circle is already too big. I got to call this guy up. He's like busy. He lives in Alabama. I'm in Virginia. He doesn't know who. You know, this falls apart. Well, the governor of Virginia said, well, Mike, where's this thing? Well, I'm getting it for you. It'll be in a couple weeks. It doesn't happen. Right? What I need to be able to do is say, have your Secretary of Technology go to www.digitalpathway.com. You'll see a link right there. Will be the entire Alabama process, how to do it, who to call, and how to put it into action. If we can't do that, the idea just did. Just goes away. Sorry. I'll stop talking here. Two big questions for us is there a digital pathway too? And what is it? Do we want to do it again? You know? I'm going to leave that as a question. So, now it's your turn. I'm looking for comment, feedback, additions, and subtractions from what you've heard. And one thing that I've been excited about is, like, you know, Bill and I said this last night, we go to a lot of conferences. You guys seem excited. You seem to think something's different. We're trying to seize on what's different.